Chapter 71. Gjord language. I go out of the cave. To summarize the circumstances, it is decided that Miria will be teaching me gjord language. Intonation, gesture, and expression is important in a conversation. I have gjord language, LV1 already. If language ability is dependent on skill, I can roughly learn by hearing immediately. If I succeed in raising a gjord language skill, the relation with human will be considerably easier in the future. I want to come to understand to some degree in this occasion. Aftoy neto vedro? Miria said while pointing at the tree. I desperately hear the words. This have been continued for 30 minutes. When hearing it, I have a sense of grasping something. It shouldn't be wasteful. Without getting tired in talking, thanks to Miria. Afti ne petra. Next, she pointed at the wood tree while talking. Mu, I feel like gradually come to a understanding. Characteristics skills gjord language rise LV1 to LV2. Ushi, kita. The cow has come. T. Na saying used to show success. Only sensing what Miria is saying, I have come to understanding about the subject gradually. Ito, then, *** with that. The word's composition is rough and doubtful, but I understood the general thing. It will probably enough with this. After I spoke, the understanding is developing. GAA. As for the problem, I can't give out words. ***, did you come to understand the thing I said? I answered with a nod. I look at her expression, which are surprise. I enjoy the sense of superiority only a little. I have trouble with move my tongue since I'm a dragon. Even if I came to understood words for some degree now, will I start to inquire Miria's circumstances? There is no sense of urgency if I look at her, though she come in the forest by herself rather than group, she doesn't seem to do it without purpose.
Ga?
I pointed the way to the village while watching Miria. She tilted her neck. Miria wa me o pachiri to matatakase, to maeoki o hasamu. As for Miria's eyes blink quickly there. Why are I ***** the only one entered **** here? I nod again. I'm looking for a person. It is my decision. I sneak in alone several times by myself. Excuse me, perhaps did you see that person in the forest? It seems here to say for Miria for some reason. N. It seems Miria is here to stay for some reason. A person? By any chance, is it the pair that came to my cave last time? I recalled a girl with animal ears and a swordswoman. I imitated a dog ear with my hand attaching to my head. The people come from the town **** already, they should be gone back. Because I *** was here, they returned once. It is not those people. Ah no, it was the person Doors I came together last time. Doors? I recalled we met somewhere. If I remember, he came with Miria when we met the first time, he the man wearing light armor. When I looked at the status, I remember seeing the same name. But that person should be dead by Little Rock Dragon. Though I didn't see him died, but his foot was smashed by a fallen tree and wasn't able to move. Assuming that the Little Rock Dragon had overlooked him, he will not able to escape monster with that wound. Even now, I didn't think he's still alive. GAA. Anyway, I was able to confirm that Miria has come to the forest alone. She should be sent back to the village soon. About searching for Doors, she can't be hurried there either. Though I understand little about the circumstance, but with the existed detail, the possibility of Doors being alive is low. I have a feeling that the other villagers aren't searching for proof either. In the first place, clearly, it is not a problem to be able to do something about Miria problems. Miria can't freely searching around the forest by herself. After sending Miria back to the village, I will search for Doors. By chance, if I search the surrounding of Little Rock Dragon, his corpse might come out. It may be harsh, but it will able to stop Miria from unreasonable entering the forest. If I cooperate with the Black Lizard and Orange Monkey, we might able to bring down the Little Rock Dragon. もっとも地鳴りらしによる範囲攻撃を堅実に突破するためには、回復魔法が足りないが。I don't have recovery magic to deal with any of the Grumbling Ground area attacks or use to break through it. I can't bring Miria there. Should I have evolved in Little Arc Dragon as expected? 黒トカゲのことを考えると、先ほど突き放してきた形になってしまったことをいやおうなしに思い出す。When thinking about Black Lizard. In reality, it is not the time to be raising a gjord language, and when I sent Miria back to the village, perhaps she should return with the Black Lizard. Anyhow, it is scary that I might unconsciously postpone it. Because there might be chance of making a connection with humans there, will I able to run away as it is? I got stuck in a quagmire while thinking deeply. Anyway, I will send Miria, let's assume to return to the cave early. After the problems are solved, then unnecessary things will come after. I stooped myself to let Miria on my back. Ano, do you have a name Dragon-san?
GAA?
I instinctively leak out a stupid voice to Miria question. To begin with, I don't have a mouth to give out name. I denied by shaking my head.
Is that so? Then, what should I call you?
I have not considered such a thing. Plague Child Dragon, it is slightly unpleasant. Did she mean by any chance we can meet after this? Though I'm glad, but isn't it dangerous? Should I say things about entering the village? No, even if Miria permits it, that doesn't mean that other villagers will let her. And if that happens, what should I do with the black lizard? A round-trip life of the village and the forest?
Is it so? So, may I think of the name?
Oh, excuse me, how rude of me.
Kia.
Without any second, I jumped at the offer. By all means, please. If you asked such thing, it is a good to have you think of a name. I think I have shortened the distance between us by a mile. Characteristic skill Gurisha language rise LV2 to LV3. Oh, language skill LV have gone up while talking. やっぱり竜と進化で、ほら穴と村往復ありなんじゃねえかこれ. After all, in the dragon people evolution, this is not cave and the village round-trip ants that do. Chapter 72. Flower name. Then, how about Irushia? It is my favorite flower name.
Gaga.
I nod my head twice to Miria's proposal. After all, it is essential for name to associate with a person. Let's search for the Irushia flower. I want to know the flower that became origin of my name. Will you decide on Irushia? When you decided once, it is not possible to change. What? Did God voice react? I did not feel anything from the latter half sentence, so there are no problem? You have decided on the name Irushia? Though I understand very little about characteristic of God voice, there might not be problem. I shake my head lightly and disperse the unpleasant feeling.
GAA.
I bend back a little more so that Miria can get on easily. Hey, thank you, Irushia. Miria give me a bow and then jump on me with a single stroke. After all, it is a good name. This is probably the most proper conversation for a long time after I came to this world. I was filled with deep emotion from being called my name. It is something from the chest. If I think about it, there is possible to call a conversation with the monkeys through sense. I do not want to include talking with God voice a conversation. It is the obligation of the other side anyhow, it not possible to come to like it. It is useful but cannot be relied on. なんかこう情報が偏ってるというか、たまに向こうの意図が垣間見えるというか。Anyhow, to say that this information is biased or sometimes referred to as the other side was not my intended idea. However, I have run past here and there, so I do not know the way anymore. I do feel like I seen this area when I was being chased by the large spider. I running from the other side and turn her to find the cave. Garua. A roar interrupted my thought. When I looked back, it was a maha wolf. The blue body hair, tusk grow from light purple open mouth. It stares at us with the third eyes. It is truly too persistent. Because there is only one this time, handling it will be easy, but from previous experience it is very irritation. 何がこいつらを突き動かしているんだ? What we're moving against the guys. 部分的にでも視野共有できてるんなら、少なくとも怠慢じゃ絶対勝てねえって分かってそうなもんだが。If you can view shared even partially, but it rubbed likely no, I cannot win an absolute M, at least negligence. The status is confirmed, its LV is not so high either. It also possessed the same skills of the fellows a while ago. I was unable to see abnormality status. Garua. Hayo. Miria almost fainted from the cry of Maha Wolf. I changed posture to support her. It take the chance that my posture is broken and close distance. This fellow skill, bite, LV1, penetration, LV2, fire claw, LV1. I should be careful with the penetration. I understand the context of the skill, so I am not scared.
GA.
When I roar, Miria increase her grip power. I kicked the ground and evaded Maha Wolf. Mahorifa flaming nails cut the air. Is the fire nail? I thought it is slightly cool. I kicked the face of Maha Wolf from the air. Though I'm anxious about penetration, but if our eye level doesn't match, so it's good.
Giant.
I pursue it by scoop it with my tail and swept Mahorafu in the air. I aim at the top of the head and drop a fist. I feel a break in Mahorafu neck. After the body struck the ground, Mahorafu did not move. Game over. In order to kill the impact, I land while bending my feet. Wohl, wundervoll. I heard admiration from Miria. I was a good feeling, so I did not deny it.
However, why did I aim to kill it?
After all, Miria does not seem to know anything about Mahorafu, so what am I aiming at? When thinking about the danger of attack in group, is it safer to separate? If she able to run away because it was a good element this time, but if she is surrounded she could get injured. However, even if it is not Maha Wolf, there are other demons. Based on Miria's status, she cannot walk safely alone in the forest. After, is there a road I can declare soft? I once went on cliff edge along to return to the start. Nest, it would be better to be able to go here to the village this time. I can't lose my way. A village isn't such a small place. From this position, I should come to view if I go straight. I ran for a while before I faintly caught sound of big foot steep. It is quite a large-scale monster. Is it an orange monkey? No, there are more weight than him. Little rock dragon? I can't be, it isn't the type which originally there. Also the sound of foot is slow. I'd be able to prevent it from range attack and ambushed. It can't chase if I focused on running. It doesn't seem to have reason to run after us, so I should not mind it. Then now, what to do with the Maha Wolf that is chasing me? It is just another unnecessary problem. It seems that Maha Wolf makes sure to kill all signal and not show appearance. After regroup with a companion, will they attack? My position probably relay. Should I clear it up now?
Chapter 73.
Das Dogermold. I ran while approaching the village. I should bring the game to a suitable place. The opponents are organized, but I'm still enough to send the other party flying even if I carry Milia on my back. I gradually dropped my speed to attract them.
GA.
I gave a small bark to the clinging Milia and stopped to turn around. Noticing that their pursuit are already noticed, the Maha Wolves appeared from the sideway.
Girawa.
These fellows sure are energetic. They should have escaped quietly instead of coming out. As usual, the level is not that high. Should I collect the meat on the way back as a souvenir for the black lizard and the red monkeys? I bombarded the Maha Wolf that had started charging with baby breath. I approach it as it moves sideways to dodge and throw it with my tail. The Maha Wolf rolled on the ground, but got up immediately, taking a defensive stance.
Girawa.
Barking again, it came and attacked the same way as before. It's kinda too much like a berserker. This guy, are you a machine or something? Of course it's not, as this guy can get bloody and injured like normal. The Maha Wolf that has jumped in front of me was countered by my dragon punch. The hit connected from the bottom, crushing its chin. The Maha Wolf, face smashed, falls at my feet. These guys sure are persistent. I should evolve quickly so I can gain levels next time they come. Are there still more nearby? I listen carefully. The large footsteps that should have turned to the other direction a little while ago, is it coming to me? No, not to me. Perhaps this is aimed in the same direction as me? No way, is it heading to the village? If it's like that, I need to quickly send Milia to the village, and then it is necessary to check the true nature of those footsteps after returning. According to the circumstances, a battle might break out too. From the sound of the footsteps, it is certain that it is D-class or higher. Perhaps it might even be C-class. If it is stronger than the twin head, it's impossible to defeat it alone. Judging from the interval between the footsteps, there's barely any speed. In that case, is it possible for me to stop it from going to the village? Right now, the information is insufficient. Should I quickly take Milia to the village for the time being? It is certain that I won't be able to do anything to the monster with her being here. Summarizing my thoughts as I was ready to depart. Just as I was thinking that, I felt the signs of a large amount of monsters. Ah geez. More Maha Wolves. I don't want to deal with you guys anymore. They lost their vision when I defeated the advanced party, so did the main party come out to not lose sight of me? I detect around 5, a group of them. I might inflict an injury on Milia if I fight poorly, and the huge monster might arrive by the time I'm done with them. As for the direction of that huge monster's footsteps, as of right now it is still not changing. If I just escape and go to the village, the crowd of Maha Wolves will surely follow. Although it is not the worst case, it's a situation in which I can't be optimistic. The boss seems to considerably hate me. As expected, it was not really aiming at me, but it only came out seriously after having understood my character.
Gah.
I ran in the opposite direction of the village, towards the coming road, barking loudly. I already know what's over there. Come out quickly, you Maha Wolves. I can handle great numbers of enemies if I can use the geographical features like the cave again. I can also go on a rampage without reserve once I put Milia in a safe zone, so first and foremost I went to the force of the enemies. By chance, there is a possibility that a high-level Maha Wolf is mixed in too. In response to my cries, I feel signs of movement.
They're coming. Ooh-hee hi-hi hi-hee-hee-hi.
The forest is quiet except for the footsteps of the large monster and the sound of distorted laughter. It was hoarse, it feels rough, it feels dirty, weakened and exhausted. It was a slender laughter that would likely disappear in the wind, but its atmosphere, I felt, contained a condensed, intense malice. Is it human? From the left and right, around the nearby trees, the Maha Wolves appears.
1, 2, 3,
4. And then it slowly appears, a big Maha Wolf. Moreover, on top of it, was a man as skinny as a skeleton. The man's clothes were terribly soiled, torn and tattered rags clung to him. The sword attached to his waist was also completely rusted. The eyes show a slight squint, combined together with the abnormal features, it makes me sick. He held a mysterious globe made of soil in his arm.
What's it?
That? Or rather, just what is the meaning of this? Although I was a bit late to notice because of the excessive change, I knew that guy. The skeleton man riding on top of the Maha Wolf is the person for whom Milia was searching. Without a doubt it is Dao's. Chapter 74. Rock Dragon's Egg.
Dao-san. W.I.
Milia called out to Dao's. Although Dao's showed a faint reaction, he keeps on showing the creepy smile.
What with this fellow? In the same way, what are you doing with the Maha Wolves?
I use status inspection to examine its state. Dao's Dogermold. Race, Earth Hyuma. Status ********. LV, 21/45. HP, 47/68. MEPE, 24/24. ATK, 67+5. Defense, 52+2. Magic Force, 20. Quickness, 51. Equipment. Hand, Dirty Sword, F. Body, Rusty Armor, F. Characteristic Skills. Resistant Skills. Normal Skills. Title Skills. Inexperienced Warrior, LV 7. Equipment has been weakened but his LV is significantly higher? No, that's not the only thing. The skills have become empty. Such a thing, is it possible? Certainly, I remember receiving shockwave from Dao's. Or rather, even the language skill is not there. Then he cannot ever utter a word. Hi. The boss Maha Wolf carrying Dao's is coming towards me. Doors tries to take out the sword, but seemed to not be able to take it out of the sheath because of rust, so he raised up both the sheath and sword. The mysterious globe still remains being held beside his left arm. The 4 Maha Wolf from the side do not come popping out. I wonder whether this fight is going to be solely left to the boss? I glare at Dao's, readying my claws to attack. Dao-san. Please return back to sanity. He is in no state to be able to listen to the voice of Milia. Far from stopping, the boss Maha Wolf increases its speed.
Gah.
As I spit baby breath, the boss Maha Wolf jumped while swinging its claws to me. With claws covered in flames, it aims at me with its 2 front legs. I'm holding the both of its front legs with my hands, stopping the movement of Maha Wolf.
Hihiha.
Dao's extended his sword at me. Fire magic, fireball. The one that Milia hold is pointed towards Dao's. A ball of flame emerged from the cane and aiming towards doors. Cane or wand, which one is better? Ki.
Kai.
The sword that Dao's extend is returned back, blocking the fireball. Matching that, I pushed back the body of the boss Maha Wolf with all my might. Girawa. Although the boss Maha Wolf lose its balance and bend backward, it managed to adjust its posture. However, Dao's that received the flame magic is shaken off and his body thrown to the ground. Although the mysterious globe fall from his hand, Dao's picks it up again in a hurry.
Higgy.
AAA. Dao's quickly corrects his upper body posture and directs his sword at me. 3 of the 4 Maha Wolves that had been lying in wait from behind attacks me all at once. The boss Maha Wolf also, without remounting Dao's on him, started barking while showing its fangs toward me. If I take into account Milia's safety, we should run away to a place with geographical advantage like a while ago. As for the mysterious huge footsteps, it's approaching us steadily. However, then I might lose sight of Dao's. I had a feeling that the situation will deteriorate if I let this fellow run loose.
Gah.
I retreat backwards while checking behind me so as not to be ambushed by the Maha Wolves. Should I choose to escape to a favorable terrain, or do I capture Dao's here? I was worried about a lot of things. Although I understood that it might be a bad move, I just can't get a solution. While I was thinking, the flock of Maha Wolves did not charge at me, instead they run up to Dao's side. Dao's get back on the back of the Maha Wolf while holding the globe and points towards the village with his sword.
Hi 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 hi.
After glancing at me, it begins to laugh and runs towards the village. As expected, the village is his objective? Putting Maha Wolves aside, should I chase doors?
Guruea.
No, that fellow leaves the boss Maha Wolf behind. He leaves there was potential here forcing me to stay. In that case, if I want to defeat it, I should not push myself too hard, as it's not only me but Milia might also receive considerable damage. The thing Dao's is holding. It might be the egg of the rock dragon. If he takes it to the village, a seriously bad thing might happen. Milia tragically muttered. The egg of the rock dragon? In that case, that footsteps is after all.
Gah-oo.
There was a loud roar, and the figure of a little rock dragon was seen in the distance. Don't tell me you provoke the little rock dragon on purpose? With the speed of the Maha Wolf, he should have been able to easily shake it off. Perhaps they had fled while deliberately teasing it. I really think it was like that. He intends to bait the little rock dragon towards the village. I can't beat the little rock dragon. Before the little rock dragon arrive at the village, I must get back the eggs from Dao's.
Gaia.
While I knew that it would probably be a waste of time, I roared towards the 3 Maha Wolves and the boss Maha Wolf. As expected, these guys don't stop approaching me while looking for a chance. Since the little rock dragon will be here soon, the choice of fighting here is gone. Out of the frying pan and straight into the fire.
N.
Real translation is I dodged one blow only to be hit with the bigger one. I need to get away from the little rock dragon at once, defeat the chasing Maha Wolves later, get the egg from Dao's who's on the way to the village. If I think about the slow speed of the little rock dragon, this might be doable. Chapter 75.
Gah.
Anyway, while running towards the village, I look for some terrain that is suitable to attack the chasing Maha Wolves. It is not that hard to find. Girawa. There is only the figure of the boss Maha Wolf now, he is pretty fast. He left behind his 3 underlings and continued to chase me alone. Now is not the time where I can afford to hold myself back at running. Although it's bad for Milia, I keep on running at 80% my maximum speed. Although I thought I might be able to catch up with Dao's at this pace, I still haven't seen his figure. Did he change the route on purpose? Dao's is clearly not sane. It might be due to his strange status. Since there might be a way to bring him back to normal, I can't kill him. If I try to catch the enemy who's trying to run away, there is a possibility that it will be time-consuming. Given the risk of receiving pincer attack while doing this, a part of me doesn't want to catch up with him that badly and focus on defeating the Maha Wolves. Girawa. The distance between the boss Maha Wolf and his underling Maha Wolf has increased. If it is like this, should I finish up the Maha Wolf boss in one-on-one? No, but Milia is. If I get in the way of the fight, I'll get off at once. If it is just defending, I will be alright. Seeing her status, I don't think that is possible at all. She could die from a single blow of the boss Maha Wolf. Frankly, it is close to a miracle that we could safely get to the nearby cliff. Therefore, I beg you. The village, please save the village. For the reward, I will do anything. Please, I rush you. If left as it is, the village. In short, you want me to give priority to rescue the village more than your own safety. What you set up there, I cannot refuse.
Gah.
I give a small roar, bear making a sudden break, turning my body using the force of my tail, facing the boss Maha Wolf. Milia jumped off my back. Behind the boss Maha Wolf were his 3 subordinates. They are closer than I thought. The fight will take some time.
Girawea.
I spat my baby breath towards the charging Maha Wolf boss. Same as before, the Maha Wolf boss avoid by jumping above. At the time I attack with my tail, it twisted its body to evade, at the same time it stretched its burning claw at me.
Gah!
It should not be able to move its body in the air. I crouched and took a step closer to the boss Maha-Wolf, so I was beneath him. Although I received fire nail on my back, it was considered a necessary expense. I tear through the meat straight to the bone. I deeply tore its defenseless abdomen with paralysis claw.
Gah!
Boss Maha-Wolf's movement becomes dull due to paralysis poison. I don't want to use this skill because it will increase the disaster skill, but I can't afford such luxury right now. Although it might be bad if I use it too much, it should be enough as the effect lasts for several seconds. I sealed the boss Maha-Wolf's arm when I impaled my fangs into its shoulder.
Guru aas?
With all my strength I kicked off the ground, jumping up in the air. Even with my wing it hard to fly due to the weight, and I can't even use baby breath to jet myself because my mouth is blocked. I dropped to the ground while using roll in mid-air and slammed the boss Maha-Wolf head first into the ground. The distance was supplemented by the roll, it was still a simple nutcracker.
Girawaya!
The boss Maha-Wolf screamed as it collapsed. I was able to crush the boss before the 3 small fry came. Although my neck hurt from the nutcracker skill just now, it can't be helped. I will have the red monkey massage it later. The 3 Maha-Wolves spread out wide left, right, and center. It seems they want to restrain me by aiming for Milia. What a nasty personalities.
Gah!
I fold in my hands and feet and being to rush over, determined to tackle the rightmost Maha-Wolf with roll.
Gan!
The blown Maha-Wolf raised its death throes, but unfortunately it is still moving. Then I took a U-turn and aimed towards the middle Maha-Wolf that was moving towards Milia.
Giant!
I could not kill them, but engulf their hind legs, breaking them. There is no problem even if I leave them as it is not possible to give chase to me anymore. The last Maha-Wolf was gaining on Milia. Although Milia also started running away, it manages to catches up with her immediately. I won't make it in time.
Garuwa!
The blow of the Maha-Wolf strikes Milia.
Kaya!
The claw slashed through her shoulder together with her clothes. Her white shoulders are now covered in a raw red flesh wound.
Girawa!
I bite the Maha-Wolf, who was aiming for a second shot with all my strength.
Giant!
The Maha-Wolf tried to resist my bite as I swing its neck right and left, throwing it to the grounds many times. Although my neck starts cracking due to the effect of Nutcracker, I keep on swinging it without a care.
Gwal! Jaya! Jija! Gao! AAA!
When its cries had ceased, I threw it to the ground. With this, the Maha-Wolf pursuers have been cleared up for the time being. Now I need to catch Daos at the village and restrain him and then collect the egg. Entering the village to retrain Daos might prove to be difficult.
Ga-oo!
Before the little rock dragon chasing from behind arrives at the village, will I have enough time to collect the egg? That is the question. The village is not that far anymore. Chapter 76.
Ha! Ha!
Milia holds her shoulder, breathing roughly. Fresh wound can be seen on the gap of her hands, which looks painful. When I check her status becomes bloodshed, and she doesn't have that much HP remaining either. However, Milia could use her MP on the recovery magic rest, so right now is still fine. White magic rest. Warm light dances in the sky once she finished chanting and wrapped my neck. The dull pain and the cracking sound resulted by forcibly using Nutcracker at low altitude had softened abruptly.
Ha! GAA?
Clearly Milia is not in a good condition. Your neck? From a while ago, because it looks like it hurts. Milia is enduring the pain, but still forces a smile.
Let's go.
To the village. I'm alright. Milia's wound is not shallow at all. Blood overflows from the gap between her fingers that are holding the wounds. There should be plenty of leaves in the forest that can be used to stop her bleeding. If I look for them I can find them immediately. But right now it is too dangerous. If I look behind I can already see Little Rock Dragon. Gujeo. I checked its status and I noticed something terrifying. Abnormal status rage. With this I understood. As expected. Its level though is definitely high. Although I don't know whether this is the same dragon as the last time, it is at least stronger than the one I saw before. When the time comes I need to reduce the difference in strength with strategy. Can I even win? Though I thought that the gap is too much. I'll be completely stumped. I Russia-san. I come to my senses when my name is called by Milia. I bend my back. Putting Milia on my back, I started running towards the village. At the entrance area of the village, there was 5 collapsed villagers. 2 of the people had broken bows in hand, another 2 people were clenching what seems like farming tools, and the last person somehow trying to stand up by stabbing his spear to the ground. Out of the 5 people, 1 person had stopped breathing. It's the kid with the farming tools. The youngest out of the 5 people. It shows HP 0/12 when I check the status. It's regrettable. Unintentionally, I look away.
Damn, up until now, these kind of things.
Facing the villager who stood up with feeble steps was the 3rd blue wolves, which is licking its tongue, the Maha wolf. That must be the Maha wolf that Daos had ride on. Perhaps Daos was detained here, so he left the Maha wolf here for restriction and enter the village.
Gah.
I used roar from behind Maha wolf, so it turns its awareness to me. The villagers also noticed me. The one in possession of the spear had his eyes wide open and dropped his weapon to the ground. Then following after the spear, he himself collapsed on the ground too.
Such foolishness.
Why one after another? Now a dragon too. At his wit's end, he started sobbing and shedding tears. Milia is riding on top of me. But that reaction, he can only see me, huh? Even if it can't be helped, it hurts my feelings real bad. I pinned down the attacking Maha wolf, pierced its body and killed it without any difficulty. Because the notice appears saying I won't receive any experience value due to my LV max, I can safely confirm that I had defeated. Everyone, calm down. This dragon, it came to help the village. Milia gets down from my back, puts her hands on the shoulder of the crying spearman, and said those words. Then she tried to heal the person with the most serious injury, rushing towards the kid with the farming tool.
Agnes, hey.
Are you okay? It was the HP 0/12 kid. I'm unable to stay still, gritting my teeth. Agnes.
Agnes.
Ga. I gave a short bark, showing the direction Daos previously go. I have to stop Daos. If the rock dragon goes on a rampage inside the village, I can't even imagine how many people will die.
W8.
If I do not go with you, and if it's only Irashia-san alone, then the villager will only become more panicked. I will go with the dragon. Milia, bring these guys and escape. The center of village may become dangerous. But
quickly go. I've trained hard for things like this.
The dark-bearded man with the spear shouted at Milia. After that he faced me, staring me in the eyes. He probably does not fully trusted me, who is a dragon. From his facial expressions I can see he felt suspicious. And my best regards.
Irashia, is that your name?
While saying those words timidly, he stretches out his hand. I lifted my arm, showing my claws, and give a small nod. Unfortunately, he will lose his hand if we shake hands. The man finally noticed that and withdrawn his arm shamefully. It seems like the tension around him had been reduced a bit too.
Ga.
I gave a small cry and bent down my back. Above, or are you telling me to get on top? Ga. With the man on my back, I ran to the center of the village. It seems this man is called Gregory. I confirmed that with his status. He has an injured foot and has bloodshed, but seeing his HP seems like it is still safe for him to move. Although he has a thick beard, I believe he is still in his 20s. Surely, I've never thought of this. That the one that chose to side with the humans would be the Dark Dragon. Gregory mutters that silently. Dark Dragon, or rather, isn't that the dragon with the dark attribute?
Ga.
I gave a short bark to answer that. Gregory laughed a little.
Eek. It's a dragon.
Why is Gregory riding on top of the dragon? When I cross the field, screams breaks out from the villagers doing farm work. Irashia, sorry, but please stop for a little. As Gregory said so, I stopped my foot. Hey! Did you see any monster or Daos came here? Gregory's voice projected to the villagers who were out in the fields. Monster? In this village there is the divine protection from the guardian god. For a monster with low intelligence to voluntarily enter the village, don't joke about such a thing. Can't really find a good name for that guardian god. The other translation is guardian angel, but I think that is wrong. So I will stick with that one for now and change it later if we find a better name.
Have you seen Daos?
It could be that fellow is the one leading the monster. I saw him. That's right, that fellow seems to be hurt. Just a few minutes ago. Although I called out for him, he keeps on running. It's towards the tower area. Hey, what on earth happened? You should leave too. Go to the western edge of the village, it should be the safest there. I rush ya, please. Ga. Now, regrettably, we don't have time for explaining. There is a risk of losing sight of Dao's, there is also the possibility for Dao's swinging his sword raging violently too. I began to run towards the tower that rose highly. Dao's last moments. I was able to confirm that the area around the tower to be the center of the village as many buildings can be seen line up there. The village is in a pandemonium state as multiple screams and cries can be heard everywhere. Especially near the tower where several villagers are bleeding and lying around, with Dao's in the center. At Dao's feet lies a mysterious earth-colored sphere, the egg of the little rock dragon. Dao's rusted sword sheath was now missing, whether it was because it broke or he simply discarded it, I do not know. In any case, the blade was now revealed. The fallen villagers were probably slashed by it. Slashing, or rather, it seems more possible for it to be grinding. It is not possible to cut with a blade that, so the body is ripped apart from the attack. Drop your weapon.
What are you thinking?
3 villagers are holding bows and directing the arrowheads toward Dao's. Just when I thought Dao's movement is stopped, he changed posture and starts running towards the 3 people at once.
Hi.
Don't hesitate.
Fire.
At the same time as someone cried out, 3 arrows are shot. Dao's shortens the distance while parrying them with his sword. Although one of the arrows struck Dao's shoulder, he still advances without stopping. The 3 people are slashed with the sword in his hand. There are no other ways to describe this other than that of a violent sword play. The 3 people were easily defeated, with Dao's impaling his sword on their back. The man who was stabbed raised up one last cries, before finally stopped moving. Although he had no skills, Dao's stats are incomparably higher than the other villagers. Even if they tried to stop him, they are only at the degree of armed villagers.
Hi.
Looking at me, Dao's continued to laugh madly. It was as if he was waiting for me, or so it looked. Ga. While I was barking, I bent down in order to let Gregory off. Gregory tried to say that person is, but immediately stopped talking. Gregory also had leg injuries, so there is no other way? It seems like he understood his lack of ability. Dao's status is much higher than that of Gregory. Although Dao's increased his level when he went missing, it seems that he is stronger than Gregory even before he went missing. It might be bad of me to say this, but it is so totally obvious that he will lose without managing to inflict a single wound if it's a one-on-one. I check the state of the village. There are people who run away, people who watch from a distance, people who are injured and cannot move, people who carry the wounded on their back, and many others. Gregory pointed at me while explaining to the surrounding people. Though the anxiety in the people's eyes around me did not clear, but it seems to have faded a little. Right now, Dao's leaves the little rock dragon's egg under the tower. Although I would like to collect the egg without fighting, the number of victims will keep on increasing if I leave the state as it is. It is necessary to restrain Dao's before that. Hi. As I stop, Dao's cocks his large sword vertically. I daringly receive it with my head. The next moment Dao's twisted his lips as my scales blocked his sword. Compared to a sword full of rust, my scales are superior. Ega? Dao's body bent backward and in response I body slammed him.
Guagaha.
Dao's body is sent rolling and a cracking sound can be indirectly heard. His head is smashed towards the tower. HP, 9/68. I was trying to knock him unconscious. Though as it is, Dao's still did not part with his sword. Even with the overused and tattered body, Dao's gets up quickly. He had such a distorted movement like a broken doll with its strings pulled by force. Dao's is opening and closing his mouth, but no words are coming out. He lowers his upper body down still with his sword, and starts moving on all 4. He moves while thrusting the sword into the ground, and capture a child who was injured and cannot move, and starts rolling on the ground.
And no.
Help me.
Please help me.
Ha. With such a half-dead body, how can he move with such agility? I think maybe his sense of pain is no longer there. Dao's pierces his sword through the child's stomach and start biting as it is. The child's scream echoed throughout the neighborhood. When I tried to approach slowly, he strengthened his grip on the sword. The child started spitting up blood from her mouth and abdomen, the screams gets hoarse and it becomes thinner. Hi. He's taking a hostage. If this stalemate continue as it is, the little rock dragon will be here soon. As I was focusing on the little rock dragon, strength returns to Dao's eyes. It seems like he has the ability to recover. If I attack Dao's now to take the egg, the child will be killed. Still, while I pity the child, with the way things are going, the little rock dragon will end up entering the village. Dao's walks while dragging the child and throw away the sword to hold the egg. Even if he throw away his sword, I still can't do anything. Anyway, if Dao strangles the child, he will only be able to last a few seconds. Dao's is pinching the child's neck with his left elbow and holds the egg with his left hand. Then he began to climb the ladder of the tower with his right hand and foot. His movements are clunky but fast. The child no longer had any energy to cry even when the neck is strangled, with barely any color on the face, the tongue is extended loosely from the suffering. The ghastly scream is heard throughout the village.
Gatsu.
I rushed to the tower screaming and pulled vigorously at the bottom of the ladder. The ladder was just hanging above the wood scaffolding and made of rope. It was a simple design. If I pull it, I should be able to shake off Dao's and drop him. Immediately after, the child fell from above. I released my hand from the ladder and caught the child in my arm. Using this chance, Dao's began to climb up the tower much faster. Carefully, I killed the momentum and slowly dropped the child. The child is seriously injured but still alive. Looking at the HP, it should be enough to survive. Now the hostage is gone. Also Dao's is on the top of the tower without hostage. This time it should be over. Hi hi hi. Hi ha 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 ha. His laughter echoes throughout the area. His voice is directed toward the field, and as if in response, the sound of large footsteps was heard coming closer. Jiao! A huge familiar roar. I was too late. The little rock dragon is already here. Dao's climbed the tower probably to show the egg to the little rock dragon. Although insane, it is clear what his intention and purpose are his action. Still, there is some time to stop the little rock dragon if I get the egg back from Dao's. Hi ha 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 ha. Dao's raises the egg high in the air with both arms, provoking the little rock dragon. Staggering, he retreated a few steps back to the fence of the tower and went over the fence. Dao's body was flipped upside down as it was falling in the air. I put down the child in a hurry and stretch out my hand while running, but I didn't make it. The eggs of the little rock dragon and Dao's head both made a loud sound right in front of me and cracked. Dao's brain fluid mixed together with the contents of the egg that was on the verge of forming a creature. Again, the roar of the little rock dragon echoed around the village. Way more intense than before, way more violent than before. Chapter 78. 78. The King of the Boulder. Although it seems like many people had noticed the little rock dragon, there are still a good number of villagers remain. The people who were trying to catch a Dao's are now trying to repel the little rock dragon. There are also people who carry the wounded friends and family, so there are many people that are still here. If it goes on a rampage at a place like this, then it would be disastrous. The little rock dragon also has the skill of earthquake. It crushes the earth, as this skill affects quite a wide area of effects. The power is weak, but it is enough to crush an ordinary village in a single blow. In order to put together an idea of what to do, I checked the status of the little rock dragon. Race, little rock dragon. State, rage large. LV, 24/55. HP, 262/262. Mepe, 93/170. Attack, 183. Defense, 248. Magic power, 107. Speed, 54. Rank, C. Characteristic skills. Dragon Scales, LV for Breath Reinforcement, LV2. Automatic HP Recovery, LV2. Earth Attributes, LV. Resistance Skills. Fire Attribute Resistance, LV5. Physical Resistance, LV3. Magic Resistance, LV4. Normal Skills. Sand Breath, LV for Bite, LV for Rock Claw, LV4. Self-Reproduction, LV3. Earthquake, LV for Stone Press, LV6. Clay, LV1. Dragon Tail, LV1. Title Skills. Those who achieve the final evolution, LV. As I thought, the power is far greater from the last time. Its brutal status make me think that the twin head seems pretty cute. Although it seems to be specialized in defense, the offensive power is still frightening. The only low stats is its speed, but it's still dangerous even if it's slow. Although it is slower than the Maha Wolf, it is still faster than the running ordinary villagers. Because it has a range attack to cover for its lack of speed, the only strategy one had is the hit-and-run tactics. In addition, because there are villagers too, it's going to get bad if this is prolonged. It's the worst situation. I should have killed Daos when I first met him. No, even when I rammed him just now, I should have been able to regain that egg if I kill him there. This is just an afterthought. Although it's just an afterthought, if I think about the current state, there's no mistaking it. Could it possibly be that I was trying to take advantage of this situation to get familiar with those from the village? I tried to avoid murder, so I spare Daos? Isn't this result right now because of me?
Gaia.
To remove the bad feeling in my head, I gave a roar. Little rock dragon glared at me and discovered the remains of the egg in its line of sight. Gao. It greatly lifted its foot and stomped it to the ground. I feel my surrounding begin to shake. I feel miserable with just that one blow. Many times, over and over again, the little rock dragon stomps the ground with its foot. The one that I was cautious the most, the skill that I never wanted to use in the village, it's the earthquake. The ground is cracking and the body of the villager are dragged into the crack. Screams and cries can be heard. There are people who can't move their foot and are asking for help, and there are also people shaking the body of their dying acquaintance many times. There's children that tried to treat a man that looks like his grandfather, then run away while crying. The man that passed the middle age reached out to his grandchild, but finally breathed his last while still remains in the same post. I stretched my wings kicking off the ground, and take flight to the little rock dragon that is at least twice larger than me. The little rock dragon extends its tail towards me. I tilt my wing to drop my height and dodge it. I pull to the right side of its body, and with my raised power from the acceleration drew a big line across the side of its body with paralysis claw. Or so that was my intention. My claws were repelled and fluttered in the air. While I'm upset, I make a landing at a suitable place by continuing to glide. I check the HP of little rock dragon. The damage is not delivered properly. On the contrary, the scratches is immediately removed at once with automatic recovery. I think about the skill that I have in my head. The power of roll and dragon punch are insufficient. Poison fang? No, to begin with my fang can't pierce it, and even if I can inflict the abnormal status, my weak poison will be negated with the automatic recovery. Nutcracker is possible if the opponent's weight is suitable, but it is totally impossible for me to fly in the sky with the weight of the little rock dragon. None. The way to break through the little rock dragon, there's none. I land behind it. With this chance, I want to try to do something. I want to try, but there's no idea popping inside my head at all. At the moment that I was stuck thinking, the little rock dragon greatly raised its foot and vigorously stomped the ground. Again the surrounding began to shake and the earth is split. The me who was behind its hind legs received the impact directly and greatly blown away. I rounded my body in mid-air at once and was able to avoid banging my head on the ground. It's thanks to using roll as a habit. However, when I stretched out my rounded body to return to my normal body posture, when I checked for the little rock dragon, a lump of rock had already approached me. It's the little rock dragon's tail. Gaboo! My head becomes blank the moment I took it. Blood splashed from my mouth as I can trace eye with my eyes. That whip made from lump of rocks directly hit my body. That attack, 183, is definitely not just for show. Attack, defense, both are by far above what I've ever seen before. Although I've crossed the dangerous bridge with confidence many times before, when I received the direct hit from that, it's the first time I felt like this. I bit the edge of my tongue with my own fang, trying to somehow hold on to my consciousness that was going to fade. I look up at the previous little rock dragon and glare at it. It looked way bigger than before. It lifted the rock whip again and it down towards me whose movement had become dull. When I put force onto my foot in an attempt to avoid it, a sudden dull pain suddenly affected my belly. The damage that I received before was too serious. The paralyzing pain returns, going through my body at once. My consciousness was completely filled with the acute pain, that my evasion is delayed. When I thought that it's already useless, the movement of the little rock dragon stops. It turns its neck and takes its eyes from me. Do not retreat. Provide support to the dark dragon. This is our village. Although I don't know whether this will work or not, let's defeat it. There should be some soft parts somewhere on its body. With Gregory in the lead, I can see the armed villagers pointing their weapons towards the little rock dragon. Chapter 79.
79.
God's voice, LV4. The villagers stood side by side holding a bow and set it up. Roughly 10 arrows are being shot all at once, but the skin of the little rock dragon resisted easily. The little rock dragon turns towards the villagers and raised its tail. Taking advantage of this chance, Gregory moves in.
For now, eat this.
Gregory used the momentum and swing his spear, stabbing the little rock dragon's body. But it was still just a child's play to the little rock dragon. However, there was an unpleasant look that was aimed towards Gregory the eyes. It simply took its eyes away from me. If you look at it from the little rock dragon point of view, I might just looks like a worthless small fry. Although I do get irritated by that. I'm rather grateful.
Gah.
I muster up my remaining strength and runs while suppressing the pain. I put some strength in my foot and flies over on top of the little rock dragon's body. The little rock dragon is a little bit late to turn its head towards me as I kick it with all my might. Yorujua. There was some reaction. The little rock dragon suddenly shakes its long neck greatly. The important place that connects the heart and the head. The body is a huge rock itself, but the neck is more delicate if you compare it to the body, so that should be the weak point of the little rock dragon. Having a heavy head, its delicate neck bends at the weight. The LV of title skill fighting spirit leveled up from 1 to 2. The LV of title skill tiny hero leveled up from 3 to 4. The translation said guts, but I think fighting spirit sounds better. Hey, this evaluation is not bad. I might be able to fight like a certain Chunin ninja. Can't really get the words for this one correctly, so sorry if there is a mistranslation. I spin in the air and fix my posture and neatly land in front of the little rock dragon. Naturally, we exchanged glance.
Goo.
AJA. The little rock dragon that had been staring at me began roar again. An arrow suddenly hit its eye.
Yes, I did it.
Eyes.
Aim for the eyes.
Me and Russia, that child dragon will draw its attention.
Use that chance. Yes. Understood.
It's possible. The way to cut down the hopeless difference between our status, it's finally come into view at last. I need to calculate it. How many times do I need to strike the little rock dragon with its remaining HP, as well as making sure that the little rock dragon won't target the villagers as much as possible. Race, little rock dragon. State, rage large. LV, 24/55. HP, 241/262. Mepe, 81/170. Confirming the damage, I was dumbfounded. Those two attacks only shaved off 21 HP? With simple calculation, I need to kick it 10 times at the back of the head, as well as the same number of arrows will be necessary aiming for its eyeballs. No, it's not just that. In addition to the little rock dragon's strength and HP, it also have the self-replication skill. Crucially, the damage that I can give is not enough. I saw the little rock dragon put some power on its foot. Earthquake is coming.
Gaia.
I barked towards the fighting villagers. Somehow able to guess my warning, everyone take a distance from the little rock dragon. The little rock dragon stomps its hind legs violently on the ground. The villagers who use the bows are safe as they are far at the back, but Gregory who wielded a spear was at the front, so he didn't manage to take enough distance. You won't be able to deal with the status if you receive earthquake so close to the source. I rushed over to Gregory in a hurry, but I was slow. With the little rock dragon as the center, the topography of the surrounding area had changed. Gregory is sandwiched between the split ground, the upper part of the body is bent over in an irregular shape. Ugh. I can hear the sound of the breaking bones as Gregory raised his voice in agony. It's a considerably serious injury. If this fight keeps being dragged on, Gregory will die. The villagers who took some distance after hearing my bark doesn't seem to be unhurt. Some are lying on the ground, getting injured somewhere. It's impossible. No matter how much I struggle, there is no chance of winning. My back, who was petrified trying to reach for Gregory, received the tail of the little rock dragon. I was slammed into a building, the pain from my back spread to my whole body. My HP was also about to reach the bottom. I cannot think clearly. My view shakes. The inside of my throat is hot, it was awfully dry. Quickly run Wait. Oh, is this the god's voice as I thought? Certainly, it did kind of looks quite similar. Quickly. Run. Away. So nostalgic. During the other time, or is it also when I faced the little rock dragon? My level and status went up smoothly, is all because of this fellow after all. No, I also received some damage because of this person, so is this guy really reliable? LV of characteristic skill God's voice went up from 3 to 4. You will be able to view the results of a simple simulation using Laplace by consuming the MP. Did the skill level of God's voice went up? With this timing? However, even if it goes up right now, you are surely will not be able to escape. What? I've never heard of it talking directly like this before. Truly regrettable. Well, I expected this. It seems that here is goodbye. Because you were an exception in various meanings. It was a please. But I thought that this would happen someday. What is this? You purposely raised the LV of God's voice just to say that? It's a little bit early.
That's it.
Usually I only observe. Is it significant? One-sidedly, the letters are put in my head. I'll say this one frankly. Unless you run away, there are no other way to survive. Don't just assume that on your own. It's annoying how much you're babbling. Well then, you should take a rest slowly. I've never get tired of watching you.
So, what about it?
Characteristic skill God's voice, LV4 cannot give an explanation for that. If I ask from here, I don't even feel like being polite talking with me using that format. And in the end, God's voice stopped talking. With my blurred view, I saw the little rock dragon approaches. I bite my arm, trying to call back my consciousness that was trying to fade away. I stand up with trembling legs. Chapter 80. 80. Blind Path. There's not that much HP anymore. The damage to the body is overlapping, my ability to move had fallen considerably too. Honestly, even if I'm in perfect condition, there's no way for me to be able to keep on hitting its head and retreat. My posture will also broke if I misread the timing for earthquake, the chance of success is very slim under the pursuits of its tail. My view is hazy and my legs are trembling. Under such a condition where my movement have become duller, there are now ways at all for me to fight against the little rock dragon. Around the little rock dragon lies the dying villagers. If the fight drags on, all of them will die. No, even if the fight is not prolonged, all of them can be annihilated by one action from the little rock dragon. In particular, the damage of Gregory who received the earthquake of the little rock dragon up close is great. If there are no way for me to win with current state, I guess there's no more room for me to postpone it. I have to use the evolution. Since the LV is reset, I don't know whether the status will greatly decrease depending on the evolution. Additionally, it might cause some confusion among the villagers. Even if I met the black lizard again, she might not even recognize that it's me. Still, this is my only chance to succeed right now. I can do nothing but use it. In addition to the recovery ability, there is also the possibility of me being able to move straight again after evolution 2. I recall the next evolution. Anything among that evolution that are able to fight against the little rock dragon. Future. Jormungand, rank C+. Little Arc Dragon, rank C. Artificial Dragon, rank C. Rolling Dragon, rank C. Dark Dragohyuma, rank. Becoming the subrace Dark Dragohyuma is a no. Although it's the human figure that I longed for, I don't think I can expect much from its combat side. Too bad, but I guess I have to give up on that one. The Rolling Dragon was also a candidate, but I can't find any element of it being able to fight on par with the Little Rock Dragon. My current speed is already sufficient. Its power is way too low. Artificial Dragon is also useless. Its biggest advantage is its swift hands, but that's it. Its status is not that high either. Little Arc Dragon or Jormungand? If I think properly, it's either of these two. The ranks are higher than the others, so the odds should be higher. If it's the Little Arc Dragon, I might be able to recover some of the dying villagers. If the remaining villagers are treated, it is possible to escape. Then I can fight without reserve. Although the village is in a mess, the casualties can be suppressed. The little system means I'll stop growing, it should also means it was possible to get stronger quickly. Jormungand is O. Jormungand is O. Jormungand, rank C+. Alias, Venomous Snake Dragon. It has an appearance of an audacious snake. Its whole body is covered with scales tinged with a very deadly poison. The combat ability is low, but it is said that the opponent who fought it is sure to die of poison without fail. Has the ability to exhale poison that can change into monster. The land that this monster has passed, it is said that plants will never grow there again. If it is Jormungand, the possibility to defeat it might exist. It should be able to stop the little rock dragon. Although it has the appearance like that of a lump or rocks, it does not have the poison-resistant skill. But, perhaps, the land around the village will wither and everyone will die. And it's different from the child plague dragon, as it's no longer possible to turn back. For sure it is impossible for me to enter a human dwelling. After all, there's no other choice aside from little arc dragon. In this case, the Gregory who seems to stop breathing at any moment should be helped too. Since I do not understand neither the detailed status or skill, I can't predict what will happen after this. What happens after this, I really want to know. I want to know more about the details. Really, can I beat the little rock dragon? Can I save the villager? Although I have no choice but to be optimistic, the uneasiness still wells up in my throat. To entrust my fate to that rough explanation, it's insane, huh? I'm not sure if I can do it.
Anything is fine.
One step at a time, I want that something that will surely push my back. Idea keeps circling in my head, and I felt like some part of my power leave my body. The fatigue of using baby breath finally strikes my body. My MP, did it decrease? Seems like a lot has been reduced. Title Skills Laplace Interference Authority, LV1 is obtained. What? Laplace is... When the LV of God's voice went up, I saw it did something in an instant. If evolved into Little Arc Dragon, the winning rate is 4%, the success rate of rescuing all the injured person is 1%. It feels like a jab in my head, that kind of feeling. The determination that I made just now is now cracking and crumbling apart. If evolved into Jormungand, the winning rate when hitting each other is 98%, probability of the village collapses is 94%. Oi geez, stop it. Don't joke around. Such a thing, have you not considered how I had to prepare my heart first? Don't tell me that God's voice, did he take on that voice just to show me this? You wanna play with me? If evolved into Rolling Dragon, the winning chance is less than 1%, success rate of escaping is more than 99%.
Gaia!
I told you to freaking stop. As I cry loudly, the screen that was floating in my head quickly disappeared. The little rock dragon which heard my cry stopped its foot once, then began running in a dash. It seems like it intended to pierce through me once and for all. The prediction of God's voice, there's no way I can believe that. The little arc dragon, that's the only choice. To get away from this situation, there's no way I will listen to that fake God. Also, the little arc dragon is the only one that can help Gregory. The injury of that guy is terrible, he's already running out of energy due to the blood loss. If I don't use recovery magic right now, it will be too late. He's the second human who called me by my name. I must help him by any means necessary.